Michael, good afternoon. I wondered let's start on some reasons to be cheerful ahead of the Ipswich game. You put 2 past Leeds. If it hadn't been for the red card and that penalty shout,
and the
a
offside.
different result, and the offside
For the third corner.
Up against another top 3 team, what reasons for optimism?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, really looking forward to the game. We've played teams at the top of the league this season and largely played pretty well and been involved in good games. So certainly looking forward to the game, and we know it'll be a tough game. You know, they're on an incredible run over a long period of time, Ipswich, and real kind of settled team, and doing terrifically well in the league. So it's going to be a good test for us, a good challenge for us, and but yeah, of course we're looking forward to it. The boys will relish the challenge again and hopefully win the game.
You said after that Leeds game the dressing room was pretty quiet. Has that atmosphere changed a bit as you run up to the next game? Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I think it's just the initial frustration and a good sign of disappointment, really, and that the boys felt that there was more for us in the game that we didn't quite get hold of. But that wears off, and got a few days to get over that for sure. And it's the next game is always the biggest one, the most important one, and I think I'll kind of the focus and the adrenaline motivation, if you like, playing against a team that's right up at the top of the league certainly does that for us.
I wonder if you felt for Tony Mowbray this week, and I'm sure I won't be the only person who asks you about this. I mean, injury hit squad, he has had 3 points off the playoffs. I wonder how much sympathy that evoked from you. Yeah,
of course. Look, it's in the position I'm in, it's never nice to see a fellow manager or head coach lose their job for whatever reason. And known Tony and spoke to him over a period of time from being here and playing against him a few times. And he's a good man, and it's unfortunate. It's part of the business now, and it's part of the sport, if you like. But it's never nice. It's never nice. I don't know in terms of goings on what's happened there, and it's not for me to comment. But I wish certainly Tony all the best, and whatever's next for him.
People talk about this league being very hard to get out of. Do you think his departure was partly a reflection of the constant pressure there is, even at this stage of a season, to be constantly pushing towards that at least a playoff position?
Yeah, there's no hiding from the fact. Everyone wants answers and results here and now and instant. I think that's kind of the modern world, and everyone wants everything straight away. And patience is maybe getting less and less, but that's how it is, and I understand that in terms of my role here at the club. I've got an incredibly fantastic support within the club anyway, in terms of the patience and trying to build something, working together and enable us to do that. So I feel very fortunate to be in that position and don't really feel that pressure from within. If anything, it's pressure from myself to want to win and to do things better. So I'm in a very fortunate position to be able to do that.
You answered my next question, so thank you very much. Good luck. Cheers.
How we're looking on the injury front, Michael? It was looking pretty depleted after Leeds.
Yeah, I think it's probably just better off talking about who's fit, who's available in terms of the players that from last week and how well they've played. We've got a long list that are not available for whatever reason, and that's not my focus, to be honest. I think it's more getting the boys who are fit and ready and available to getting ready for the game. It's a great challenge for us, to for certain players that haven't played so much and now in the team, great, making an impact. The opportunity, fantastic. I'm actually really looking forward to the game and this spell of games to see what we're capable of doing.
How's Paddy's back after Leeds?
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. He had a back spasm and it's taking a while to settle, but whether it settles in time or not, we'll have to see. It is what it is. We'll deal with it.
I appreciate you don't like to give too much away on the injury.
No, it's just more. I think it's more for me of like boys' injuries. We get suspensions, and it's easy. It's easy to talk about that, but really, it's about the game. It's about preparing for the game. I'm looking forward to that. Actually, I see it as a great challenge, and the boys are in good spirits and in good shape and are playing well. felt a disappointment the last week, but looking forward to what we can do next.
Could any of the boys who were absent at Leeds be
Yeah,
back in?
yeah.
Some of them who were a bit closer, could they be back in time?
It's just about who's fit for us and working together to see exactly the answer I've just given you. Really.
But this week we saw another example of Steve Gibson's altruistic nature towards the football club. And in your time here, a little over a year, how have you found working with Steve? How's he been as a chairman?
Yeah, he's been fantastic. I think the biggest thing I've just answered before there is I know what's expected of me, but I know the support that's there for me all the time, and the patience, and lets me get on largely with my role and my job, and doesn't interfere, but is always there, and I totally feel his utmost level of support. So that's the biggest thing I can say, really, and it goes without saying what he's done over the years for this football club and for the area. So, but for me personally, yeah, he's been fantastic.
Come up against a manager that you know quite well from your days at Manchester United together this weekend. How much you look forward to that reunion, and what do you make of the job he's done at Ipswich? Yeah,
he's done an incredible job, which I'm not surprised with one bit, and I've obviously worked very closely with Kieran and over quite a period of time, and got to know him and to know how good he is. One of the best coaches you could ever hope for, really, and one of the best that I've come across. So I'm delighted for him. He's a good person, and he's a terrific coach, and delighted to see him doing so well as in management. They've from when he took over to where they are now, and the run that they've been on, the consistency and how they play. It's testament largely to him. So, but again, not surprised. I knew from the start how good he was when I first seen him working with the youth team and the under-18s at United when I was playing, and then got to work with him through the first team and closely, and I knew from that stage that he'd go on to have a terrific career.
Just the last one from me, Matthew Hoppy's loan at San Jose came to an end, and he's come back to the club. I appreciate he can't be registered to play until January, but is the door open for him essentially to try and work his way back in here? Yeah,
it's obviously with timing, really. There's nothing Matthew can do until January, so he's back training us. He's here. He's staying fit, and see what's next for him.
Just on Kieran, Michael, did he speak to you before taking the Ipswich job?
Did he speak to me? Yeah, he did. Yeah, I remember it wasn't long after I had left United. It wasn't maybe a week or two after, if I'm right. But yeah, we speak a lot. We're good friends. We speak a lot. Obviously, this week is what it is, and it's kind of business, and we've both got our jobs to do. But yeah, he did, and as I say, I can't really speak highly enough of him. He's an incredible coach, and not surprised he's done that, and whatever pathway, he's grown the football club, he's grown them as a team, and he's doing an incredible job.
And when you speak a lot and you know each other inside out like that, and I know you can't really do this because you don't have any options, but is there a temptation to try and spring a bit? Do you know what I mean? To try and catch them off guard a little bit, because I guess you'll know each other so well.
Yeah, of course. Listen, we worked in each other's pockets for so long at United, and we kind of emptied each other's football and brains onto each other. So there's definitely that. Of course, there's evolving. There's different ideas. Of course, there is. Largely, you are kind of what you are in terms of your principles, and I know how he thinks. I'm not saying I know what he's going to do on Saturday. I'd be very silly to think that, but he's got an idea, and he'd be exactly the same with me. So, but you know what, we're not playing, so it's not really about us on Saturday. It's about Middlesbrough against Ipswich and the two teams on the pitch, really. So it'll be good to see him after the game, for sure. It will be, and to catch up. But before that, it's preparing the boys best as we can for the game.
Just ask about Matt Clark. If he starts on Saturday, and obviously gives the penalty away when he came on at Leeds, given he was thrust straight into it against one of the league's best attacks, and he settled after that. Is he ready? Is he ready to start with him?
I think Clark has been ready for a good number of weeks, to be honest, and it's just that opportunity, and I've said it a lot again about sometimes you're in the squad and it feels like it's a long way and you can't see your next game because there seems to be 2 or 3 players ahead of you, and then quite quickly it can change. But yeah, Clarkey's ready. I think he showed that in terms of his performance last week. It was great to get him on the pitch before that, and I said then that he was a big part of the squad and he was ready to play, and it definitely doesn't change now.
Kieran Scott recently said that kind of when the summer transfer window closed, you knew what areas you were potentially looking at straight away for January. Has the injuries and what's happened in the last 3 or 4 weeks changed your plans or had to alter your thinking slightly?
No, I think you've got to be careful with the injuries because, certainly at this moment in time we're missing quite a few. We're hoping by the time the actual window comes around, then we'll have a good few of them back anyway. So, and then of course, anyway, you're getting a player in for when someone gets fit. It's just because you lose a player for a number of weeks or even a couple of months doesn't mean that you need to get one in. That's always the balance anyway. So I don't think it dramatically changes our plans for that. It's just unfortunate when you have got a lot of injuries that it is kind of outside of the window. Probably be typical that everyone's back come January.
But I guess you talked a lot about kind of being prepared for the unexpected come a window. What the last few weeks does show is that can happen. If that happens again in 3 or 4 weeks' time, God forbid. Yeah,
it can happen. Anything can happen. You can't be prepared. We're prepared as well as we feel we can be for different scenarios and balance within the squad. And I think, to be honest, the teams. The balance of the teams we've been able to put out and the quality of the teams we've been put out, considering we've had sort of 7, 8, 9, 10 players missing from games, is credit to the squad and the calibre of player. But it is impossible, of what's going to happen in the next few weeks, what's going to happen in January. We'll hopefully we'll have more to choose from. But at the same point, in terms of who is available, then I've got absolutely no problem with it. I think we've got a good team. We've got a good balance, so I'm still looking forward to the games ahead.
And there's just a different sort of question, but you've got the boot appeal on Saturday with the MFC Foundation. Just how important is that young players being able to have boots and everything?
Yeah, it's vital. I think obviously I've seen it close quarters and with the various projects with my own foundation and. The football club foundation, that for me it's trying to give young people the equality and the chance to feel a sense of belonging, to be able to turn up and have the right equipment to enjoy football really, and whether that's boots, whether that's trainers or whatever. And so it's, especially this time of year, I think when as fortunate as ourselves when we have things, I think it's makes it even more kind of magnified in some ways of what we can do to help others. I'm actually doing 5k a day run at the moment for the foundation, so if anyone wants to sponsor me, you're more than welcome. Any donations welcome. And I think it's hugely important. So for the to work along with the football club and the foundation and the various organisations and charities to help others, it's so important. So thank you to everyone who helps really and gives the time and effort. It's really important that we do that.